look, this thing about the Russians and the hacking is extremely complex. So I want to just bring it all down to one question. Why can't we see the evidence? Why can't we have it made public so we can all decide? Why not?
An unbearable insult to the herd mentality. Welcome back to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, the Oval Office of Gulf Coast Talk Radio.
All right, welcome back, folks. Mike Zullo, the lead investigator of the Obama fraud case under the fourth largest sheriff's office in the nation, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office under Sheriff Joe Arpaio when he was in office, and he was the lead investigator. He's on with us live. So, Mike, listen, there's so much to talk about, so much to unpack. You've already revealed some things that you've never revealed before. You're always good to do that on this show every now and then, whether I know you're going to do it or not. And and even offline when I said, you know, you've never laid those names. Those are big names. Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Lawrence O'Donnell show, you know, people that were shut down right when they were calling you saying, hey, come on the show. We got to talk about this. And the next thing you know, boom, shut down, cut off. And there are others, because I remember you telling me some of these big shows you were getting ready to go on. And it's still happening with talking heads. And you and I were talking offline, you know. I mean, these kinds of things just happened with Judge Jeanine on Fox News. You know, I mean, the deep state is still there calling the shots on what we're allowed to talk about and what we're not, regardless if it's right in front of our eyes or not, like the birth certificate investigation. Now, having said that, I want to set you up with this, Mike, something else that you uncovered in this investigation through a CIA whistleblower and then your long time investigation to make sure he was telling you the truth and you discovered it was true and you have the forensics to prove it and you uncovered it on Freedom Friday years ago. But now, even though the mainstream they haven't really made the same connection, they're still talking about it and they don't even know it. Now, that all sounds like coded language, folks, but now I'm going to unpack it. So, Mike Zullo, on this website, left-leaning all the way, it's called talkingpointsmemo.com. Just right after Mueller report was released, here's the title of the article. Here are the biggest bombshells from the redacted Mueller report. Now, that was just yesterday, okay? Now, Mike, when you hear bombshells, you would think that they would say, okay, Trump, nothing there. No collusion. No, they went on down like, well, Trump was extremely upset when he learned of Mueller's appointment. How's that a bombshell, Mike? Of course he was. I mean, everybody knows that. But here's the thing. It goes down to point number 4. Russia hacked and extracted voter data from Illinois State Board of Elections and Florida county government and targeted private companies that help run elections. Russia hacked state governments to change the elections. Now, Mike, that's what this left-wing side is saying. But what was it you found out during the investigation and told this nation years ago, but nobody wanted to listen to us because we were just a bunch of conspiracy theorists?
Well, I'll tell you right now, it wasn't Russia.
No, it wasn't.
The information that we learned was that our CIA informant, who was the individual who built the software that did the breaching of computer systems across the globe and would harvest data surreptitiously and defeated firewalls and all kinds of other things. The only time in his career he was asked by, I believe it was the CIA, to breach the Florida voter rolls and download the entire database, which he did.
During an Obama, it was during an Obama election, wasn't it? Wasn't it his second?
Yeah, if you go back, if you remember, Allen West lost his district by like 120%. It's just, the percentage is too high for the amount of people in the district.
Right.
And he was crying foul about that around that time.
Right.
And what was strange to him, it wasn't the first time he was asked to download things. They came back to him. And the only occurrence in his time there that he was asked to upload the contents of a drive back into the Florida voter rolls.
Mm-hmm. That was your CIA
informant.
informant.
By him.
Mm-hmm. The informant, the guy that built the equipment the software,
Yes.
not a Russian, totally American, working for the CIA. He did it, and he told you, and he showed you, and proved that it was done, and told you
Yes.
that it was that software was made such that it would appear the Russians were doing it, when all along it was the deep state of the United States.
They can make it appear it comes from anywhere in the globe.
Yep.
And make you believe, through your analysis, that it's a foreign entity. And I believe it was Bill Binney, who was, I think your audience is familiar with him. He's one of the NSA whistleblowers that built the software that actually grabs all the information. And they had a Fourth Amendment protection in it, and down the road that got wiped out, and they blew the whistle, and they destroyed these guys' lives. But he was an NSA employee building this for the government. And I verified that very claim with him.
Mm-hmm.
It was also Bill Binney that did some work when we talk about the stolen emails, that they're still trying to say Russia stole and hacked the Clinton emails, and WikiLeaks was part of that.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. Bill Binney did the work, and there's time allotted for transmission of digital content across miles. In other words, if you were going to breach from Italy to Hawaii, it's going to take so many milliseconds for that information to come back and forth. And what he has determined is the download speed did not come from anywhere like that. The download speed went from the computer system of the DNC to a thumb drive or a hard drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was nothing anywhere else.
Yeah.
Now, that's going to take the WikiLeaks thing off the table.
Yep.
Now, isn't it amazing how they're blowing up on Russia collusion, and now they decide it's time to get Assange?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just another cover.
Yes. And
everything I believe that they are doing here, Carl, is to cover
That's
their
right.
dirty deeds.
That's right. This bombshell revelation that Russians hacked the Florida and Illinois Board of Elections to swing elections. You and I've known for years that ain't Russia. But yet the Mueller report claims it's Russia, and Mueller knows it's not. So what are they doing? They're covering it up. They're covering it up.
Correct.
They're covering their own dirty deeds. We're at the bottom of the hour, Mike. We've got another whole segment. So let's take this time out, folks. You can listen to the news. You can listen to our great sponsors. Mike Zullo is with us. He will be up for another whole segment. We've got more to talk about, more to uncover, more revelations to give you. And we're going to connect it to the birth certificate and where that might be going very soon as well. A lot is happening in the world. A lot is happening in the United States of America. And a lot of the deep, deep information you'll only hear here on Freedom Friday. I mean, think about what we've talked about. You have not, nor will you hear it on Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, anyplace else. You won't. But it's coming right out of the horse's mouth, the guy that's had his finger on this investigation for 5 years. We'll be back after this time out. Don't go anywhere.
I want to just bring it all down to one question. Why can't we see the evidence? Why can't we have it made public so we can all decide? Why not?